So this appeared on my FYP yesterday.
We need a big tall tree and a short piece of rope. Hang 'em up high at sundown. Leave 'em swinging so the folks all know you don't mess around in our town.
What's the actual?
Thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not kill. But if you do, bitch, we'll hang you in a fucking field.
The irony of them immediately rapping in the first verse. Don't these people hate rap? This right here is how you know that whatever hatred and dislike or disdain that they claim to have about rap music, it's not necessarily because they hate rap music for whatever the reason that they have been saying over the years that they hate rap music for. But it's because rap music was created by black people. That's why they hate it. That's it. Because right now they are singing it just fine, are they not? Right? They are using it to promote their hate and violence just fine now, are they not?
We don't judge by skin, we judge by soul.
We don't judge by skin, we judge by soul. But the entire song is them singing about a particular group of people because of their skin color.
By a nigga.
Talking about how they are going to strange fruit them. Because later on they started mentioning people who were unalived by black people.
Lake and Raleigh was murdered while she was running in the street.
But never mentioned any other person that wasn't alive by white people though. But yeah, let them tell us how they don't judge by skin, they judge by soul.
Who's gonna right them wrongs, my friend?
But back to the first line of the verse he was just singing. Thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not kill. But if you do, we will strange fruit you in a field.
We ought to do it like they did it way back in the day, cause granddaddy's way it works best.
The cognitive dissonance is killing me, and let's not even talk about the hypocrisy here, because how are you talking about quoting scripture that's talking about how you should not do this thing to these people? You are telling them, oh, dash and not, right? But if you do, I will do this thing to you that I'm telling you that you shall not do, that the scripture said you shall not do, that the scripture said we should not do. Don't they?
The news won't say it, so I say it on a trap beat.
Wrote an entire song talking about how much they hate black people and how they want to turn them into strange fruits. But the entire song is influenced by black culture. You can't make this dish up. Like, how are you using hip-hop, a genre of music that was created by black Americans, to spread hate against black people? And let's not even go into the country music part, because even that one self gone black American people hand they inside. But, you know, conversation for another day.
And if there's any confusion on the message that they're trying to convey, you have to look deeper into the video, specifically into the type of dog they show. Now, if you live in the South, you know that those type of dogs are called coon hounds. They're used today to hunt raccoons, foxes, things like that. And the modern one didn't come around until around the early 1900s. But prior to that, the coon hound, specifically the red-bone coon hound, was used to track and find runaway enslaved people. I think America's heading towards another version of the Red Summer. In 1919, there was widespread racial violence where white supremacist mobs attacked black communities. The result was a lot of death, injury, and property damage. And it mostly happened because a lot of black soldiers came back from World War I. They saw how they were treated in Europe, and they realized they didn't have to be treated like this in the United States. One of the big things that was a defining point was the music of the time. They had a specific genre of music called the COON songs. The main goal of this music was to depict black people as lazy, thieving, violent, and hypersexualized, specifically black men, but also black women as well. But it was also made to make white people feel anxious about the shifting social order. There was a huge population that only remembered black people when they were enslaved, and in their mind they remembered how good they had it. And now you have black people voting, serving in war, coming back, seeing Jim Crow and going, we don't have to live like this. At the same time, racists are listening to this music, and in some cases watching these movies like The Birth of a Nation, and going, we got to do something about this. This is the we got to do something about this music of today. History always repeats itself. Follow for more.
The irony of this song is that this song is titled Good versus Evil.
But you know, it is white versus black, and that whole is disturbing.
You know, the same good versus evil talk we've been hearing a lot recently from them right-wing leaning politicians and political activists and commentators on social media after Charlie Kirk was unalived.
Good to fight back against evil. It is time for the righteous to prevail.
This is a battle between good and evil.
With them too believing that they are the good guys in the equation. Yes, it's that same good versus evil that these people are referencing in their song or in this song, and they believe too that they are the good one in the equation, regardless of all of the hate that they are spewing and perpetuating and all of the wickedness that they are talking about. Oh, we should go out and do. Our forefathers knew the right way to go about it.
We ought to do it like they did it way back in the day, cause granddaddy's way it works best.
Now, I want to know if those people are going to come out and publicly speak against what this guy, or guys rather, were singing about and perpetuating, promoting in this song.
Just quickly, any of you MAGA conservatives want to just climb down off your high horse and condemn this sort of disgusting, vile bigotry and hatred and glorification of murdering black people? Any of you guys want to take a swing at this? Show us how much more morally righteous you are than us? Anybody want to take a crack at this?
Anybody want to do that? Anyone? No? Okay.
This is a challenge, and I want you to tag all of your favorite MAGA conservative creators on, or whatever the we're doing on this thing, and I want you to ask them if they have anything to say about this. I'm dying to know. This should be a layup. You should be falling all over yourselves to distance yourselves from rhetoric like this, as opposed to celebrating it on the internet, right? Right? Lower the volume, lower the temperature, right? Imagine riding Tom McDonald's jock so hard that you fart out this dreck. This is like being in an Insane Clown Posse cover band. This was awful.
I don't want to hear nothing about the radical left. These people on the right are racist. They're evil spirited, and they don't care about black folks. I mean, to even go to the studio, record this song, release it. I mean, you had multiple opportunities to not release this. Before you went in the studio, you could have thought about it. After you made the song, you could have thought about it. Before you uploaded it, you could have thought about it. And it's like the brain. It's like, what did Charlie Kirk try to say about black women? Or certain black women, that they don't have the brain processing power to be taken seriously? Maybe Forgiato Blow didn't have the brain processing power to stop himself from releasing something so evil. And then the actual name of the song is called Good versus Evil. But yet you're talking about something that is so evil and that was done to my people. Bro. Welcome to America.
For those wondering, their names are Forgiato Blow and JJ Lowhorn. The one with the long hair is the JJ Lawhorn one, and I'm seeing on TikTok that he's privated his account, which is another thing with these people. Like, why are they always so cowardly? From my experience, from what I've noticed, they're always so cowardly. They can never see anything and actually truly really stand on it. They always be chickening around, wanting to look for cover and, look for a different context.
Felicio Blowjob is one of the two creative geniuses responsible for that work of art. On brand. Mr. Felicio is probably responsible for the R&B beat underneath that song, but all the bluegrassy country vibes probably coming from JJ Lawhorn. He's an up-and-coming country artist. I hadn't heard of him before this, but apparently he worked with Ryan Upchurch on this little project called Long Live the South. He's performed at the Grand Ole Opry, so he's not a nobody, which is wonderful. Love to see that. Here's a fun fact. That song was released the day after a certain somebody got clapped in Utah. The day after. On the 15th, Trey Reed was found hanging from a tree in Delta University. According to his family, allegedly, his arms and legs were broken and he was covered in bruising. It's weird. Now, with all that fun stuff out of the way, let's take one moment and talk about some of the lyrics, all right? In the chorus, they emphasize the word sundown repeatedly because they're talking about sundown towns, okay? I know that because I can hear the dog whistle because I grew up in one, all right? This is about the town I grew up in, Aurora, Indiana, Okay, if you want to Google it and read about its history, it is far from the worst sundown town in America, but it sure as shit used to be one. All right, clear up until the 80s. I grew up with, I went to high school with 100 other JJ Lawhorns. All right, I graduated with 109 people in my graduating class. Okay, I know that this was intentional. This was not accidental, right? And the fact that these people are confident enough to say this with their whole chest, to put out a song about it, okay, is where we're at. I don't know how to end this video, right? I don't know a good way to send this message into the void. So here you go. Some racists made a song glorifying, and they're very proud maggots. It's doing good numbers, I guess. Whatever.
And we knew this was coming. Remember that song, Try That, in our small town? This is just the revved up version of it. This is what that song actually meant to say. For real, for real. Man, say what? Like, people are just... people are just losing their minds. That song is horrible. When I think about, you know, what my last video was talking about, which is about Trey and Corey, you know, the two young men who lost their lives via hanging. They were found hanging in a tree. When I think about that, the fact that that particular song came out a day after, you know, someone other, you know, passed away in Utah. And then, you know, I believe the same day or the day before, Trey and Corey, you know, were taken from us. It just blows my mind, the level of, the lack of empathy, one, the lack of care that individuals have for one another these days. And I'm not exactly sure where they think this is going. Actually, that's not true. I do know where they think this is going. I understand that they believe that this is going towards heaven. And if they actually read the red letters of, you know, the red letters in that book, that they venerate so much, if they actually did that, they would know which direction they were going. Once again, rest in peace to Corey, and rest in peace to Trey. And I really hope that justice is served. And another thing, people, be on the lookout. It doesn't matter what kind of city you live in. It doesn't matter what kind of town you live in, what you thought you knew. All of that is out the window. Okay? Just be careful. Just be careful when you're out there. And mothers and fathers, watch your kids, man. Watch your kids. Those are your treasure. We're going to get through this. It won't always be like this. Yeah.
All I can say at the end of this video is please be safe out there, guys. Try as much as you can within your abilities to protect yourselves and, you know, your friends and loved ones. Protect each other, because it's crazy what's going on, what has been going on, as a matter of fact. I really don't know. Hopefully one day we can have a safe world where we don't have to deal with these people. But until then, let's continue to do what we can to make sure that we are protected, and, you know, continue to work towards trying to create for ourselves and the future generation a safe world, a peaceful world, a loving world. They are going to do what they are going to do, and from the look of things, it don't seem we can change their mind. So let's do what we need to do for our own sakes. And on that note, I'm going to be ending this video. Thank you very much for watching. I'll be catching you guys in the next one. Bye.